Coding is over, and here is why. Everything I'm about to go over in today's video is based off 12 years of experience. I've been coding since I was 12, and let me tell you why the ability to quote-unquote code, which was extremely gatekept, where it's like, yo, you have to do like 4 years in education, and then you have to know the syntax for you don't anymore. Coding is dead. This is not hype. It's not clickbait. If you know this channel, you know I'm serious when I talk about these topics. And why am I talking about today's topic is because this right here that was introduced by Anthropic a couple days ago, maybe one or two, Cloud Code Security. If you're new to coding or you're like, I want to vibe code or coding seems cool. I'm using Base 44. I'm using Cursor, Windsurf. This kind of launch that we saw here, this right here might be like, oh, it's just another thing AI can do. No. For the last 3 years, you want to know how many people would fight me in X and YouTube talking about vibe coding isn't real because security. Vibe coding isn't real because XYZ. This right here is not the first domino that's pushed down to prove that anyone can code, because they quite literally created the infrastructure so that when you're vibe coding and you're making your beautiful AI slop, you can literally use something like this in order to ensure that it's secure. But this right here is the most red alert, warning type of situation where it is clear as day coding is not going to be the same 5 years from now. To put simply, if you know how to code, e.g., you know how to do it from raw, like back in the old days, Stack Overflow, Reddit, when you're actually typing on a computer, that skill is not relevant anymore. I've talked about this in other videos, but the real skill that's relevant now is understanding systems and architecture and really just building it at a higher level. But it takes something like this to happen, where we see the implications of it having major impacts in the market for anything that has to do with cloud security, as we saw like an 8% down day on Cloudflare and like other tech stocks in this realm. But this is swinging the pendulum towards a narrative that is emerging that wasn't here for like the last 3 years. What is that narrative, Corbin? What I'm about to say right now, 5 years from now, they're going to be like, really? People were that dumb? Like they were thinking like that? Yes, they were. But the narrative for the last 3 years is that vibe coding was fake. You genuinely couldn't build out a real software by just using prompts. And anyone that tried with no experience, it was impossible. Incorrect. And that is so incorrect that watch this video in 2030. You're going to be like, really? In 2025, people were thinking that? Yes. So what does this mean for you? What this means for you is three fundamental things. Blow code, dead code, legacy code. This is bad for a code base. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to watch my 6-hour series, or you just need to watch some more of my videos so you understand why dead code is bad. Dead code is code in the code base that just doesn't do anything. It's just sitting there. I don't like it. This is bad inherently. It's always been bad. But in reality, when you're making your slop, it doesn't matter as much as it used to, because of the fact that these models are getting so good, their context windows are getting so large. 1 million on Sonnet 4.6. What is a context window, Corbin? The ability for it to ingest all that information in your entire repository, your entire code, your entire app, and no back end, front end, up, down, left, right, so large that by the time it matters that the dead code or the bad code structure, the architect, like by the time any of that matters, the AI model will be able to rip it all up, restructure it, redo it, so it's perfect. So number one, build. Who cares? I don't know, Corbin. I'm kind of scared. Just build. That's number one. Number two, founders, builders, people that create apps and software. We're not going to have it easy. It's never going to be as easy as it was in like 2006. What do you mean easy, Corbin? I mean, yeah, okay, it's hard. You got to read some books. You got to understand how to code at that level. I've been coding since I was 12. I had the forums. I had Reddit. I had Stack Overflow. But there was an inherent value because of the fact that it took so long just to code out the boilerplate, to code line by line. I missed a semicolon. There's an issue. This had value. But now it doesn't, because the AI can do it. Therefore, this isn't 2008. This isn't 2010. This isn't 2012. The role of a software engineer is transforming. It's going to get ugly, and it's going to get ugly fast. And what do I mean by ugly? Maybe not in a negative connotation, but more in the sense of, like drop shippers, like Amazon FBA. Buy my course, Amazon FBA. Like, everyone that built a Shopify store, drop ship, like, that crowd, marketers and like everything of that nature. Yeah, they're going to come over and build apps now. And that's not a joke. Very soon, they're going to kill it in the market because they have the marketing skill. So if you are a builder, you have to realize the actual inherent value of a software engineer now is, yeah, you got to build scalable software, understand the intricacies of scale, duh, but you're gonna have to be a marketer now. I'm sorry. That's just how it is. I don't want to market my app. Then you got to find someone that is a killer to add to your team that's all about it, all about marketing, understands distribution, understands eyes, understands traffic. Like, that's important now. And I don't even care if you believe me or not. I'm just telling you the direction this is going. I am bearish on coding, and specifically coding that was the old way of coding where you would type into a file. I'm extremely bearish on that. I am bullish on building software and coding apps because I think in every vertical, there's a way to own an economy. I did a whole marketing series, which I don't even know. I don't even think it's gonna be out yet, but everyone that was like, Corbin, how'd you market Thumbio? I did a series. I think it's like 2 hours long. It's coming out, but this isn't 2012 anymore, y'all. Your ability to be like, whoa, I built an app. No one cares. If you look at the charts, if you look what's happening in the last 2-3 years, the marketplace is getting flooded. And we haven't even reached the pinnacle of what flooding truly means yet. So I'll leave you with this. Anyone that's like pushing back, like, hey, don't code because of security, get cooked, Anthropic. Point being is that every little pitfall that vibe coding used to have, that's going to be solved. By the time we reach 2030, you're going to realize real quickly you wish you jumped on this wagon before the wagon doesn't even exist anymore because of the amount of market saturation that occurred. Sound good? I'll see you in the next. Did Anthropic just kill coding?